Hi angels, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we have a very special guest, Isla. Isla has been in my life for the last 4 years now. She's my COVID baby and she's been a great confidant. To be honest with you, life hasn't been great during COVID. I went through a really bad depression, a period of my life where it was really dark, but that actually happened before COVID. But during COVID, it's kind of like a time where I could actually reflect. I read so many books, attended so many seminars online, and got myself a life coach, got myself into therapy, and I realized that there are so many things that I needed to improve and to work on to get myself back on track. Because once you become depressed, it's really hard for you to really focus on anything else. When you came out of a phase in your life where it's all that you know is a really dark place of low self-esteem, that you're not worthy of doing things, that you're not worthy to achieve any things in your life. And then I was actually in this very bedridden for weeks and weeks, wasn't able to get up to do basic human things, like even getting out of bed to get breakfast or take a shower even. Sometimes it was a really dark time. I realized that the mindset to get you out of the victim mindset is really important, because if you're stuck in that victim mentality, you wouldn't be able to do anything, because life will just be unfair to you all the time. You'll be walking around with a chip on your shoulder thinking, why is this happening to me? Why me? And throughout all my studying, all my readings, all my, journaling, I realized that I'm the one who put myself in that victim mode. I was the one who didn't do anything about it. I mean, even though there are things that were unfair that happened to me, but I chose to be in that mindset, because without that story, who am I? Those stories defined me at the time. It gave me an identity that this person did this, and this to me, and therefore that's why I'm this, and this. But to be better, to become better, to do better with your life, you need to get out of that victim mode. And so these are the 5 things that I did that really helped me, and actually I wrote extensively in my book about the 5 pillars that we need in our life. On my best days, I realized that if I have consistently have done these 5 things, within a week, I would feel focused, like I mean something. But once 1 or 2 of the pillars started to fall off the wagon, I become stuck in my own thoughts, in my own emotions. The 5 pillars are the pillars to happiness in your life. Not just happy as in like the emotion, but more like contentment and peacefulness in your life. The first pillar that I would really like to highlight is physical. It could be 5 minutes of stretching. It could be 5 minutes of dancing. It's just the movement. It's just to come back to your body, knowing that you have your body. Knowing that this meat suit, this body, this vessel is here because it's a gift. And we fail to take care of it. We fail to take care of it by putting toxic things into it, by not sleeping, by not drinking water. Have you drunk enough water today? Even that contributed to your physical health. The second pillar is mental. Mental health is really important. And that's why, we landed ourselves in this place in the first place, when we neglect mental health, when we don't think about it too much. We just kind of like, yeah, I'll do it later. I'll meditate later. I'll go to therapy later. I'll do this later. This is more important. My business is more important. My family is more important. But to be honest with you, when your mental health doesn't work, nothing else works anymore. So how do you take care of your mental health? Mental health is a hierarchy of things that contribute to your mental state. So it's not just one day you become depressed, one day you become sad, right? It's an event that happened throughout, your life, the past few weeks, the past few months, or the past few years, and it leads to you to right here in this moment. So if you journal it all down, if you write all the feelings, all of the things that's happened in your life, and actually look at it, and don't worry about the things that you can't control, but worry about the things that you can control. What can you control? For example, your state of mind, how you can shift and regulate your nervous system. Come back to a state of where you're able to make peace with things, and not in a state of anger and frustration and worries and envy. All these are state of mind. So you can shift and you can learn to do that. And you can only do that once you already accomplished how you felt, what are your mental states, and be very true to yourself. It's not about trying to aim and neglect all the bad feelings, but more so to be really honest and true to yourself. Write it all down. This happened. I felt angry. I felt so and so, but this is what I got out of it, and this is what I'm going to do better. And if you made mistakes, because a lot of the time when we feel depressed, right, it's not because of other people. It's because we believed those lies. So when someone tells you that you are a failure, if you're this or you're that, depression only happens when you believe them. So we need to build up your self-worth, your self-esteem, and all of these things can only happen once you accomplish the very basic state of your mind. And it only reveals itself once you have journaled, once you have written down what's going on in your mind. Be a little bit of an investigator and write it all down. And if you made mistakes, right, and you put yourself down, it's a very big difference when you say, I'm a failure, to I made a mistake or I failed at something. Because when you say, I am, that's an identity. And it's very hard for you to shake out of an identity. I'm a failure. I'm a failure. That's I am statement. It's something that you believe who you are, which is really hard to shake out of. But when you say stuff like, I made a mistake, I was wrong when I did so and so, and be really honest here. This journal is your holy grail. So write it all down. And once you learn from it, you can then write a better statement. I will, and then you can do something better about it. That's how you take care of your mental health. The third one is emotional and community. The reason why mental and emotionals are two different things is because your emotional state is temporary. Mental state can stay a very long time. Your mental health is very different to your emotion, even though these two are interlinked together. Now, your emotions, you can create it. Of course, other people can create it for you as well. People around you can create emotional atmosphere for you. But you are literally the only person who gets to decide what emotions stick with you. Something happened, someone bumped into your car. You can choose to stay in that pissed off state, or you can change from it. Now, that doesn't require a lot of work, but more so to do with like, maybe you need to vent to your friend, right? And take a closer look at how you vent to your friend as well, because be careful to not become an energy vampire. When you call up your friends and be like, oh, so-and-so happened, this and this happened, you're venting in a state of just vomiting onto this other person, rather than calling up your friend and be, hey, Adrian, do you have 5 minutes? Can I talk to you for 5 minutes? This and this happened. And if sometimes once you got a hang of your emotional well-being maintenance enough, you don't even have to call your friend to do that anymore. And that's why I put emotional and community together, because community is so important. You can't be alone in this world. And as much as I'm a self-love warrior, and this come from you, it has to come from you. You have to love yourself, but your community, your support network has to be bigger than you. So if you don't have a good support network, I highly suggest you to read a few books about that. I'll definitely link them in the description for you to read. We have talked about physical, mental, emotional community, and the fourth one is spiritual. I know that a lot of you are probably not a religious people. And when I say spiritual, I don't mean religions. I don't mean specific gods. I mean faith. I mean the faith for you to believe in yourself and believe in others and believe in the community and believe that you deserve better in your life. And this has to come from something that is bigger than you, whether it's universe or source or even the word God, if it resonates with you. Any words that you choose to use has to resonate with you. God or universe or earth or Mother Earth created everything within us. There are so miracles that happen in my life that I don't even know where to begin to tell you that someone out there is looking out for me. About 6 years ago, I was in this same bed and I was crying. I was ready to just not be here anymore. And then I look outside and there were signs that were actually my name that was written in light post. In that moment, in that specific angle, I look out there in this very window and I saw my name out from a light post. I was crying for hours and hours and hours, and then I didn't even hear myself anymore. And then when I looked up, I saw that. And suddenly I heard quietness. I heard silence, because I was so shocked that even my own body was shocked that I stopped crying. and I heard silence for the first time. If you tell me that that's no one out there is looking out for me, then it's your choice. But if you don't have faith, if you don't even know where to begin, if you tell me that, but Piyané, I don't have a God or a universe, I don't believe in anything at all, then just take my faith. Just borrow it from me. Just take mine. I'm lending it to you because you need it right now. Faith that you are worthy, that you are something, that you are someone. You are someone's daughter, you're someone's son, you're someone's mother, you're somebody who is worthy to be better. And the fifth pillar that we're going to get into is financial literacy. I know this is a big one and totally different from the four things I've mentioned earlier. The reason being the fifth one and the final and the big one is because no matter where you live, unless you are a monk or meditating on the mountain up somewhere, money is very important. Some people will say, but money doesn't buy happiness, Piyané. No, it doesn't. It doesn't buy happiness. But you will be bullshitting me if you're telling me that you are not happy when you get to pay your parents' mortgages. You will be bullshitting me if you're telling me that you're not happy you'll be able to buy tuitions for your children. Money buys time, buys freedom, and it buys happiness in different ways. So how do you actually gain financial literacy? Because, everybody wants to have money. Let's look at your relationship with money in the first place. Because money is currency, right? Currency is current. Current is literally energy. If you don't match that energy, you will not have it. That's why a lot of people who have won lottery become broke really quickly within the first few years because they don't match the energy of that level of money that they got. So first of all, there's two components to this. First of all, you need to look at your personal relationship to money. How do you do that? How do you look at your personal relationship to money? Write a letter to money and describe the feelings about how you feel about money, about how not having it, about the bills you have to pay. How does it make you feel? Let me put it into a perspective for you. Money is very much alive like you and I. It's a current. It is literally all the billionaires that's out there, Elon Musk, all these big names, Bill Gates have all these money. They don't actually lock it under their bed or in the safe somewhere. It's actually being invested, buying stocks, selling stock, mortgage, bond, all these things that they are doing with their money for investments is literally flying over our heads. So write it all down, a letter to it, how you feel about it. But also look at how you would treat it when you have it. Do you just splurge it? Do you keep it? I'm not advising you on your finance. I'm just telling you about my experiences, the books I've read, and what I've done with my own money. Let's just say that you find a very beautiful girl or beautiful guy, right? And then you love it so much. You love him or her. And then you bring him or her home and then you lock it up in the bathroom or under your bed. How do you think that person would feel? The same thing goes with money. If you earn it and then you only put it in the bank, how is it going to expand and love you back? Money is a currency. It needs to come and go. But this needs literature. This needs knowledge. So start with books. Start with seminars. Start surrounding yourself with people who have money. Not because you want their money, no. It's because you want their knowledge. And trust me, a lot of the time, people are very much inclined to give you the details as to how to get into these kind of mindsets. They're not inclined to tell you how they make their money, but they're very much inclined into telling you where to go to get these mindsets, like the seminars they went to, the books they read. All these things they're very much inclined to tell you. You just need to ask and surround yourself with the right people. And if you walk into a room, you're the happiest person, you're the richest person, you're in the wrong room. You need to surround yourself with people who challenge you, who make you feel like, oh, wow. You want to sit at a table where the conversation goes, I just lost $2 million investing in this blah, blah, blah. And they didn't even sweat it. I know that kind of talk kind of like make you feel, oh, that's slimy. I don't want that kind of energy. But to be honest with you, if they are able to lose $2 million investing in something and they talk about it so openly, money has become an asset. Money is a unit now. Money is not something that you cling on to. It's no longer an identity. So you are able to make a sounder a more reasonable investment when it's no longer a part of you. When you have a healthy relationship with money, it's become a unit. It's no longer you. And it's very important for you to get that mindset and to get in a room surrounding yourself with people who are actually doing this, so then you can actually follow their footsteps as well. Well, these are really short descriptions of the 5 pillars that I've done in my life to get my life back on track after the recovering from depression. It's actually a 60,000 words worth of book, and I'm trying to describe it in this span of a few minutes video. So if you have any more questions about these 5 pillars, please comment below. I'm more than happy to answer them. Like this video, share it if you find values in it, and yes, follow me on social media if you like. My name is Piyané, and thank you so much for watching.